Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. Okay, I'm going to read this right off the board so I get it right. Dear Angel Guy, I have been dating for 5 months. Not consistently, but talk almost every day and have friendship. Says he is too depressed for a relationship and not the right time for him. I'm okay with taking it easy right now, but will he ever change his mind? Okay, I'm not going to read my reply verbatim because I just would rather just talk to you guys directly. Here's the thing, okay? I think you guys know that I have bipolar disorder, okay? So, here's the thing about people that have, like, mood disorders, okay? We are hard to be in a relationship with, okay, all right? So, I don't mean to stigmatize mental illness, but 1 in 4 people are depressed. We are not easy to be in relationships with, okay? Mood disorders, all right? I have bipolar, so sometimes my mood's really high and then my mood's really low, okay? So as you guys know, I'm also a psychic. People who are psychics, our moods are high and our moods are low. So not only do I have bipolar disorder, I'm also a psychic. So we are not the most, on the most even keel. We are not easy to be with. Okay? So this guy is saying he's depressed. People who are clinically depressed, what are they? They're in mostly a low mood. Okay? This guy is telling this young lady that he is not emotionally available. All right? I think that's pretty cash money of him to be open and honest with her about it. All right, so he's been seeing her for what, like 5 months? All right, he can't really see the relationship going anywhere. Why? Because he's depressed. What happens when you're depressed? Okay, you have, and you can't help it because you're depressed, right? Which I am half the time, correct? Right? You have like a lack of motivation. Okay, you don't feel like reaching out to people. You feel sad. Okay, some people even feel suicidal. All right, that's really serious. Okay, you just don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel like taking care of yourself. I mean, there are some very serious things. You have poor concentration. You have problems at work. Okay, you just have problems completing tasks. Okay, you just have problems doing everything. You cannot be emotionally present for another person. Okay, so this guy is basically telling her that he can't hold down a relationship. She's asking, in the future, will he be able to do that? Okay, here's the thing. When somebody with a mental illness tells you that they can't be emotionally present for you, you need to believe them. Okay? You can be a friend to this dude. Okay? Take him to his therapy appointments as a friend. Help him get his medicine as a friend. Okay, help him get some more sunlight as a friend. Be a friend to this guy. Stop trying to be his girlfriend. Okay, and maybe what he's basically telling you is he doesn't want to be with you. Okay, and you're trying to force a relationship on somebody who's basically just trying to function. Okay, do you know how hard it is to have depression and just try to function and just try to deal with being around other people? It's just really not easy. And I bet you know a lot of other people who are depressed too. You're trying to force this guy to be in a relationship with you, and he can't, okay? He can barely get himself out of bed. All right? And there's a lot of people with low-grade depression who force themselves to go to work every day, who force themselves to be in relationships, who force themselves to be parents, who can just barely even, just go on living every day, okay? And you're pressuring this guy into being in a relationship with you. Okay, so it's really, a lot of people are super depressed right now. When somebody has clinical depression, okay, it's a serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine imbalance in your brain. Okay, he can't help it. Some people just don't have those chemicals and those neurons firing, okay? And it's 1 in 4 people. It's not something that's just like super rare, okay? This guy can't help it. So you can be a friend to this guy, but stop trying to force him to be your boyfriend, okay? It's, the brain is a delicate thing, and a lot of people have been through things in their early childhood, or they were deprived resources in their early childhood, or they have some kind of calcium deficiency, or some kind of zinc deficiency, or they have something where they need more vitamins, or they need to be outside more. They didn't get enough of something when they were a child. Okay, that's just how it goes, and it's very common. So just be a friend of this guy. Stop trying to pressure him into a relationship, and don't try to think that you're going to be with him in the future. Most people with mental illnesses cannot be in relationships unless they're in relationships with each other. Okay? Like, people with autism usually do better being with each other. Okay? That kind of thing. People with depression only really understand each other. Okay? So if you're a person that doesn't have it, I'm sorry to tell you this, you're not going to understand what he's going through. Alright? I'm not trying to say you're some kind of jerk or something, but it's really something, it's a brain disorder, and people are still studying it. They're trying to get the medications right. They're trying to get nutrition right. There's all kinds of food additives and all kinds of junk in the food. There's too much sugar. There's too much salt and everything. That's making it worse on people with depression. Because there's so many chemicals in the food, that's just making it worse on everybody. So that's not helping. The pandemic is not helping, okay? Because it's isolating people. It's making depression worse. So just be a friend of this dude, okay? Don't pressure him. And people with depression, people, with other forms of illnesses and stuff like that, sometimes they do try to get in relationships. I mean, because everybody wants love and stuff like that, but sometimes they're just emotionally unavailable. So, he could be a sweet guy, he could be a wonderful guy, but he can't be what you want him to be. He has a medical problem. And it's not his fault. It's not something he can fight per se, all right? It's, he just has to fight to survive every day. So, just be a friend to him. Go out with someone who doesn't have it, okay? And just be the dude's friend. And it's possible he just doesn't want to be with you. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but it's possible he's just, he just wants to get better, and he may get better, and he may have a totally different personality once he does. You might not like him once he gets better. And I know that sounds like super messed up, but it might be true. Okay, because I got treatment for my problems and everything like that, and I got better, and all the people that used to like me, they don't like me anymore. Now that I'm better. I found out that some people only like me when I was down and depressed and vulnerable and easy to push around and stuff, and now that I'm not, they don't like me anymore. Yeah. Now that I'm not miserable and all this other stuff, and now that I stick up for myself, and now that I like myself, and now that I'm this other kind of person, and I'm not addicted to pills anymore, now they don't like me anymore. So, if you notice the guy is not, he may respond positive to his therapy, and they may get his medication right, and he may have a totally different personality. You might not like the dude anymore. And I'm not saying you're a bad person that, feeds on his misery or anything, but he may just have a different personality. Like, I have a different personality now. And most of the people that used to like me, they don't like me anymore. Now that I'm better. I'm just keeping it real. So, I have a whole different set of friends now. True story. So, I'm just letting you know, once you get cured or you get it under control, you have a different personality. So, you just might not like him anymore once he gets better. So, that's just, that's how it goes, and, just be his friend, okay? Alright, let him go. Just be his friend, just be cool, and like someone else, go out with someone else. There's so many people out there, alright, that are looking to go out with somebody. Okay, you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.